Greetings everyone, Barrett here, and we're back with another 5-minute review. On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Evangelion Prototype 00. This kit is by Meng, or Mong, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and is an extremely large box, and it is packed full with tons of plastic. I mean, literally the box is overflowing, and once you cut the little safety tape on it, the top literally wants to just pop off. So we're going to go ahead and crack this open, take a look inside. We're going to kind of forego our normal process of showing pictures at the end just because there's a lot of plastic to cover in here, and we're not going to show everything. And there are a few things that I'm going to show just in the bag, just for brevity's sake. But starting off, we have this almost like a surgical tubing type material. Obviously, it's not a tube because it's not hollow in the center, but it has that same feel. It's very pliable. Moving on to the plastic, we have some parts for guns and these tiny little red pins that I believe are meant for filling in joints and stuff, but we have some of the underframe parts here, and you're going to notice there's a lot of duplicate sprues in here that are two different colors. And if I'm not mistaken, you can actually build this in two different color schemes. You can, depending on which panels you choose. I could be wrong, but I believe that's how it is, but it doesn't really call that out in the instructions. But nevertheless, moving on, so far, the quality of the plastic has been really nice, very crisp molding on most of the parts. There is a tiny little bit of flash on some of the parts, not a lot, nothing that's not going to cause any issues, but just be aware. These are some the under frame parts that the external armor parts fit to. But you can see they're very nice. The quality is very high. Here are some combat blades. And those are actually the only two parts that I found that had any kind of artifacts in the actual plastic itself. Everything else looks really nice. You do get 2 bags of these loose hands, and there's quite a few different hand poses. And I believe these are in a really dense vinyl. They do have some rather large seam lines on them. I'll do a little close up here. You can kind of see the seam lines on there. So you'll want to clean those up. But that aside, the actual poses themselves and the sculpts are extremely dynamic, very realistic looking, and they look great. And you do get lots of really interesting poses. So these will definitely be good for when you're posing your final figure to do a lot of cool things. So here's kind of what I was talking about, where you get 2 sets of the same part, but just in different colors. So we've got some red and black. We've got some black and white. We got some white and red, more black and white. So I didn't see anywhere in the instructions where it calls out where to alternate between them. So just be aware. These are more like the joint pieces, things like that. I wanted to really call out the yellow here because it just looks so nice. The molding is crisp and sharp. The recessed details look great, and just the finish to it has this semi matte finish. Amazing. Here's some close up of the black parts. These have a little bit more of a texture to it, so I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it's interesting. I didn't notice this on some of the other black parts, so just be aware. These are all little parts like knuckles for the different hands, and because they are all different and they go to specific hands, you're going to really have to pay attention in the instructions to where they go. Otherwise, they're not going to fit correctly. So yeah, lots of little parts here. Just like I said, the colors are all really nice, really solid, really vibrant. Very few artifacts in the actual plastic itself, with the exception of those gray combat blades. Everything else looks really, really good here. So just a lot of neat little parts. I like all the different colors that are used. They look really nice. Now these parts are really interesting. So these are some of the joints for the knees and the elbows and stuff. And so you see the gray portion is molded separately from the black portion, and they actually move within each other. So they have the ability to turn, rotate, and move within each other. So I would love to see that actually in action. There were some polycaps there. Here are some of the head parts. They look really good. Really, really nice here. So, and you also do get some electronics. There is a light in here, and so you get that. You do get a little screwdriver with screws in there for, I assume, assembly. Didn't really say what type of batteries, but I used I imagine this is the little watch batteries. You do get a set of water slide decals. These are not self-adhesive stickers. You do need to apply these with water. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the instructions. Now, I do like what Meng does with the instructions, with the color. It really helps visually to follow through the build process and understand what's happening. Really, really like that. It looks good. The instructions are pretty straightforward. There's not a lot going on each page, and so it's easy easy to follow, but it does mean that there are going to be lots of steps. But again, Meng does a good job of making it easy to follow. So here we got weapon parts. So you actually can pull the trigger. It's got a little spring in there, kind of a cool little thing. But yeah, that's it. So I hope you like it. Looks like a great, fantastic kit. If you're interested, head on over to mrshobby.com and you can get this kit and thousands of other kits just like it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Bye, everyone.